Fatherhood, Hip Hop, and Sports. First and foremost, I want to give thanks to the Creator for giving us life, giving us health, giving us strength, giving us the opportunity, still being the number one more time. I want to send a big special shout out, man, to the YouTube family. Thank you guys for giving little old me the opportunity to get online, to speak on things and topics that um, mean a lot to me, mean a lot to others as well. But I take a very special feeling for fatherhood, hip hop, and sports. So that's why we've reached 30 episodes, 30 opportunities and chances to uh, get online and do what we love to do. Hip hop news. I don't know what's going on with all these mainstream top end artists getting shot at. So much violence, so much negativity going on. When it should just be about the art, it should be about the content that we're putting out here into the atmosphere. Because at the end of the day, you got kids of all ages and all walks of life that are really embracing these lifestyles that these artists that have built, their brands and turned them into machines. And it's just a sucky thing and a vibe and a feeling when, you got the following, you got the money, you got the lifestyle that looks, so golden, but it's just always so much murder, so much death, and so much violence with gunplay attached to a lot of what some of these higher top end artists has got going on. And it really makes it kind of weird to want to really listen to their music. Because I got, two babies, man, that's 3 and almost 18 months. And I try my best to play a lot of just different substance around my kids. A lot of Marvin Gaye, a lot of Whitney Houston, just a lot of pop, a lot of Biggie, some Mary J, some Tina Marie, some Sade. It's a lot of different art that, I, try to brainwash my kids with. But, I can't speak to all the fathers, to all the mothers out here across the world. But what I will say is their brains are sponges. And it just sucks that that the elites, the people with the power, the people that are controlling the media, the people that are controlling YouTube, they allow some of this stuff to, dominate our airways. And I truly, stand on the comment that I said in a previous episode about, do I feel like hip hop is losing popularity? And I truly do, on a lot of levels. Because every day you wake up, you get online, you watching the news, it's something, some kind of funny business that's going on with hip hop, and it's always somewhere leading back to somebody losing their life. And I just hope and pray we can all, get back to the content, because it is a lot of great content that's going on. A lot of dope artists, a lot of people that's really caring about the art. So I will, give a special shout out to all of those people that are, blessing us with, the substance that I feel like we all need. Young Thug, man, you got a lot going on, brother, down there in the ATL. It sucks because, hey, I stayed in Georgia for 17 years of my life, and it blows my mind that, whoa, you became a millionaire and you put a lot of people on. And now that all the fingers and all the bad stuff, it gets pointed back at you. Oh man, that has to. I know you're in a different space right now. You know, I know how it feels to have your back against the wall and everybody just against you. I know how that feels, but you know, at the end of the day, man, you got lawyers, you got paid attorneys, you got people that you pay good money to be working this case for you. So I don't sprinkle no salt, no shade on nobody's program because, like I said, I never was a witness to any of the things that you're getting accused of. So you know, I'm a firm believer into people are guilty. I mean, innocent into proven guilty. So yeah, to have some of your brethren, homies, people that I know you done took care of and help them take care of their families, to be all in court, you know, basically just squilling on you, bro, pointing the finger all at you. That's lame. That's green. But all I can say, brother, stay prayed up, keep God first. What's been done and been done. And all you can do now is just try to focus on where you're gonna be moving forward to, because I don't know. I don't know if you got jail time coming your way, but what I do know is that if you ever get a chance to be in the free world and be able to give us some more music again, I hope it's positive. I hope it's some dope, you know, music that's gonna tell us some ways how you became a millionaire other than some of the goofy stuff you get accused for, which is being a murderer and being this maniac and this menace to society. And I don't think you were that, you know. I think you got a good heart. I think you did a lot of great things for a lot of great people, but I think a lot of fucked up shit happened on your watch, though. And a lot of things that happen around you and the people attached to you, you know, like I said, it sucks because everybody pointing the finger at you. But you've been trending in hip hop news now for the last 90 days, couple months, and have to touch bases on it a little bit because, like I said, at the end of the day, when you live in the state of Georgia for 17 years and you understand, and I got childhood friends, homies that have been emulating your lifestyle for the last 5 years to the decade, wanting to be like people. I ain't gonna even get out here and speak crazy about it because it's like I know some people that know some of your people, you know, and it's the feds, they for real, you know. A lot of that scamming, a lot of that old goofy shit that's been going on. I just hope and pray everybody legit and better clean it up because yeah, man, they coming and they gonna attack you in all kinds of forms and fashion. So, but overall, hip hop, man, let's please just get back to the art itself. Let's get back to the fact that you know you got kids, you got the next generation of leaders that they're tapping in every day. They up all night on Spotify. They up all night on Apple Music. And one thing about it as parents, I know it's gonna come a time in my life. I ain't gonna be able to just control everything my kids are absorbing when we talking about music and what they take a liking and a taste into. But I think it still starts with the parents that if we're playing more positive and thought provoking, you know, substance around them at a young age, then it'll be very simple for them when they become young adults. So that's my 2 cents on hip hop right now. We're gonna dive a little bit more into uh, training albums that's coming out, etc., etc. Who got some of the dopest mixtapes, EPs here from a San Diego perspective, from a Blakely, Georgia perspective, on episode 31. And but right now, I just wanted to touch bases on those two couple elements because every time here the last few days, you waking up, you seeing something with French Montana, you seeing something with Young Thug, and all I can say, but to those both of those brothers, man, stay prayed up, keep God in everything you're doing, and let's put more love into this music. Sports. Uh, First and foremost, man, I just want to send another special shout out, man, to the creator, man, because he's so real. Uh, if you never believed in miracles, you saw one last Monday night. Um, and to know that this young man, um, man, nobody wanted him. You know, when you drafted in the 5th, 6th round and you make it to the NFL and you've been in there a year or so, I can only imagine, you know, what was going through this kid's head throughout this entire season up until that tragic event happened. You know, that kid been fighting for his whole life, the whole season. And for that to happen on national TV and now he's still here with us because the world was pulling for him. The world was pulling for you, Mr. Hamlin. And man, I was telling one of my close friends when it all happened, and I said, "Look, man, if that's true, because you know when it was some people out there saying he was dead off the muscle. My faith in God and my belief in the higher up, I just knew he had to pull through because I'm like, nah, man, the hit didn't look that dangerous. So something went wrong internally. And I tapped in to some of the doctors and stuff last night, and it was basically his heart, it skipped some beats. And that kind of caused one of his main arteries that controls our heartbeat and heart flow and heart rhythm. Some got clogged up and it skipped, and that's where he collapsed. Because like the doctor was saying, if it would have been a spinal thing, he would have never got up. So by him getting up and collapsing, it was of course internal. It was course heart, and when CPR and all that was needed, yeah, that was ugly, and that was a miracle, and that was something that I know for the rest of his life he gonna be able to. That's a testimony that he gonna always be able to share with us. And all I can say, man, I'm thankful that you're still here, young man. To the Buffalo Bills as an organization, to Mr. Kennington, I don't know if I pronounced it right, but to the medical staff member that overdid his job, man, that guy deserves a pay raise, new company truck, all kinds of security with that job type, for real. I know my platform, my voice is really not something that matters, but I'm just giving my 2 cents and speaking on something that I feel like is pure, is real, and is newsworthy. And God is real. Speaking of the Buffalo Bills, and they secured their number 2 seed along with the Minnesota Vikings, respectfully, in both of their divisions. Jalen Hurts came back and played the final game and was pretty solid. There was rumors and speculations out that he was still banged up a little bit, but Jalen understands what's at stake at this point, and he knows he gets a whole extra week off just by coming out there doing everything he know he could do to just help the team get the W. Because any loss, any kind of funny business, he would have been in a position to be right back out there this weekend, and to say everything he did all year long was in vain. But happy for Jalen, because he should be the league MVP as well and walking into a very big payday. Somewhere in the ballpark of what Lamar Jackson gonna be asking for in Baltimore. And speaking of Baltimore, they got a division game with a divisional opponent that's hot as fish grease right now. It's not a lot of teams that want to play the Cincinnati Bengals right now, but okay, baby. Gotta play pool with my baby right quick. Come on, you gotta hold it. You want me to pull? But you want to hold it. Okay, you got it? Yeah, it's a lot of teams that don't really want to play the Bengals right now, man. They're hot, they lit, and shout out to the Ravens. That's a divisional matchup that you guys gotta embark on. Speaking of division matchups, man, Buffalo Bills. Y'all gotta deal with the Dolphins and what they gonna bring to town. Now, if it's what I saw them last 3 weeks, then they going up there for nothing. Because Buffalo gonna put hands, foot, and elbows on them, going up there with that crap I've been seeing from them the last 3 weeks. Tua, he got a lot of mental concussion talk. They in a tough space as an organization, man. Because if they put this, they got to put this kid's health first. Period. You know, fuck about winning a playoff game. You know, this kid health matters, man. Because what we saw on national TV last Monday, man, they better put his health first because it might not be worth putting them back out there in a snow, in a crazy environment, because that environment gonna be crazy in Buffalo this weekend. So to say who has the edge in that game, that's ignorance. Buffalo, of course, has the edge. They're the 2 seed. They're pretty much guaranteed 2 home games before the title game if they just take care of business. So but shout out to the Dolphins, man. They snuck in the playoffs. Big shout out to the Seattle Seahawks, man. Pete Carroll. Y'all slipped in there, man. Y'all slipped in there. Geno Smith, man, you've been a backup. You've been somebody nobody wanted. You've been the underdog for the last 6-7 seasons. And you got drafted to be the guy and to go from the was it the Chargers, the Giants? He's bounced around a few, seasons. And then he was behind Russell here the last 3-4 years, and then he got his break. And to have the season, the thing that stood out to me the most about Geno's stats this season, man, that man he completed 70% of his balls. So that means out of 10 throws, 7 of them were catches. 7 of them were great thrown balls to where the receivers had a high percentage of catching those footballs. So a guy that's been on the bench all these years and just to come in and do what he did, it started pretty much all the games. That was a very impressive display of being a professional, Geno, Pete Carroll, because you lost your franchise quarterback of 10 seasons, walked away from y'all. You know, a lot of people are bashing Russell right now because they feel like him chasing that money was the bad thing to do. And a lot of people, and I'm one of them people, it wasn't about the money because like I said, I really stand on we don't sprinkle nobody's program. So to say Russell chased money or did anything in that format, I don't stand on that. I'm just saying there are some people saying that was the case. In my case, I felt like the transition was low-key ludicrous because he had the keys to the city. Point blank simple. Seattle was his. Everything that was going on in Seattle, from personnel, from the front office perspective, everything was built and constructed around. Yes, Mama. Oh, that's little Papa. Come on, little Papa. Little Olaf. Baby Olaf. Yes, my kids love Frozen. I promise you. This is Elsa. That's Elsa. And then Mom got Olaf right here. Okay. So, I'm very stoked and happy for Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, man. That's gonna be a tough game going into Minnesota, but I like y'all chances in that game. Should be an over game for sure. A lot of explosive talent will be displayed in that football game, and I'm very happy for really both organizations, to be honest with you, because they both haven't had the postseason success that they wish they would have had here in the last few times they've been in the playoffs, especially Seattle. And to say the season Minnesota had, we know what's going on with them up there. They got a lot of vets, a lot of grimy players on that team that, they never been to a title game. For a lot of people on this team wasn't on that title game team when it was led by Case Keenum that lost to the Eagles here about 3-4 seasons ago. A lot of players wasn't on that team, and it's a few guys that's still around that feel like, look, we've been had the talent, we've been had the personnel, we've been had the scheme. It's just, we haven't been able to collectively as an organization get over the hump. So right after all of that, they was able to go get Kirk Cousins, bring him in. He's been the guy now for the last, 5-6 years. And it's their time. It's their time to be in the mix and the hunt of things, because they got the program and they got the talent, but it's gonna be, they're gonna have to play clean football for 4 quarters though. And I only seen that a handful of times from the Vikings this year. Had a lot of great wins, team wins, but they didn't play a lot of complete football games. So that's why I feel like the NFC is a toss-up. Didn't like the way Dallas played the last game of the season. I don't know if they was just being conservative, but Dak throwing pick sixes on basic out routes, that's unacceptable, Dak, going into next week. I know y'all got a home game against Tampa. That pass rush is gonna be all on my dog helmet, but you know what? If I'm talking numbers and wagers, you gotta go Tom. I can't bet against Tom in no big game. Period. I don't care if Peyton Manning was still playing. It doesn't matter. You gotta take it. Tom always got a shot. And they lost their last game to end this season against Atlanta. So I think all the matchups and how everything played out. Big shout out to the hometown. I still call them the hometown Superchargers because the Chargers, still have a great fan base here in San Diego. So they should go down there to Jacksonville and put hands, feet, and elbows on the Jaguars. I'm very happy and excited for them as a whole to be back in the postseason, to be back in the mix of things when we're talking about competing for the prize. And because they got superb talent. They got a lot of key pieces on that team that I feel like can get them to the title game, which I truly feel will be KC's only kryptonite. The Los Angeles Chargers, to me, is the only team in the AFC, when it's all said and done, that they will be the only team that will be able to take down the Kansas City Chiefs. You heard it here first. I know you watch ESPN, First Take, all that, etc., etc. But if you're talking about, I know the homie, I know that fool, etc., etc., just, the average Joe. Well, you heard it here from Average Joe Pro Live First. San Diego Chargers are my AFC sleeper team to go to the Super Bowl. I'm going to stand on that. NFC is messy, too much drama, a lot of other stuff going on. I got to watch a week or so, but I'm standing on what I'm standing on right now. San Diego Chargers going to the Super Bowl this season. I don't know why. I've been feeling it all year. I was feeling it because of J.C. Jackson. I knew he was like one of the pieces to their puzzle, but he been out all year too. And they still been putting together wins. They still been collectively playing solid football. And they lost yesterday. And that's the cool thing about it. The teams that took an L at the end of the year, don't count them out. Don't think them guys won't be professionals when it's time to be professionals, because I truly believe they will. But the sleeper team that gets all my respect, all my props for the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. You guys hired Urban Meyer to be your coach for the last at least 5 years. And you fired him in the middle of the season last year because he was moving goofy, unprofessional, I can say. Because you don't get blowed out and beat up in a game and go to the bar and be on national TV. Like, nah, man, you got to be somewhere discreet, get your fade on or something. But you don't lose a football game and get on national. And somehow your appearance get leaked. You know what I'm saying? In the press, like, damn, buddy out kicking it, but his team just got blasted. Like, hold up. That's backwards. It's unprofessional, and it wasn't cute. And I don't blame that goddamn Indian man. I'd have fired that motherfucker too. Straight like that. Now, in 30 episodes, I swear I never really said no salty shit. Oh, this person should get fired. You should lose your job. You shouldn't have things. I don't promote that. I don't stand for that. That's some Buster Raid. You know, when people out here saying somebody shouldn't have this, I wish you'd have lost something, that's hate in your heart. But what Urban did, that wasn't cool, Urban, because the entire state of Jacksonville, city of Jacksonville, you were supposed to be their savior as a coach. You put in a lot of work in college. There was a lot of grimy shit that was attached to your name as a coach. I'm talking about all that shit what happened to Aaron Hernandez in New England and all that. Man, and I'm gonna be honest, I was living in Florida right when y'all won y'all national title. So I know what the state of Florida like. I know the athletes like. I know how that shit work, how I operate. And they say it was a lot of grimy shit that went on your watch, and that's why you left Florida. But you achieved the goal. You made it to the NFL as a coach, and you up here want to go to the bar after you just get blasted. Like, what billionaire that's your boss won't take that? Like, man, he just spit in my face. Like that was fucked up. 1 year later, they hire a guy that won a Super Bowl with another team a few years back. He went through that low phase in life of getting fired after putting this program back into Super Bowl contention as a coach. They gave up on it maybe 2-3 years after this shit. He was out of football 1 year and then was just given a job like, hey, can you turn us around? Can you build us up? And shit, that man came out and won 9 games and got them in the playoffs. So that's a prime example, man. You know, you can't just be too infatuated with the name and it glitters or it looks the best or it sounds the best or it's more appealing. Because Urban Meyer coming out of college, Peterson at the pad after losing that job, it's a lot of GMs that would have gave that fucking college coach the job again over a guy that won a fucking Super Bowl as a coach. But he gets a job with a team that he probably didn't even really want him, but he had to take that job because he knew he believed in him. So I got to give big credit to Jacksonville, the organization, man. That was a class move. You brought in the right guy. Doug Peterson was a great coach that God prepared for y'all. It's like everything that happened with Urban Meyer and all of that, it seemed like God had that in play for y'all because he knew something wasn't right with him. He knew that them guys eventually wasn't going to just go out there and compete for him, and y'all needed a reject coach that had already put a prominent franchise back into prominence, but then they kind of spit on it. That was the kind of coach y'all needed. Speaking of those kind of people, and we're going to jump into some NBA right quick. I truly feel Mark Jackson is the coach that the Atlanta Hawks need to be given a shout out to. Mark, of course, the world knows, was the architect, was the guy responsible for putting Clay, Steph, and Draymond together up in Golden State. And to go out to make the postseason back-to-back seasons, and then boom, wasn't given a shot, and just give Kerr the job. And then there it is. History is already in stone. Um, what Steve Kerr's been able to do here the last 8-9 years, man. Everybody knows he didn't build that nucleus, but if I was the Atlanta Hawks, I see Nate McMillan got a lot of stuff going on. Seems like he don't want to be there. They won a tight game last night against the Clippers, but the Hawks have a lot of young talent, and I just think they're missing that right coach to build them up and put them in that mindset that I feel like they truly need to be. So big shout out to Mark Jackson, man. I truly feel like your phone gonna be buzzing here soon, man. Big shout out to the Lakers. They're still getting it done. Coach Mark Darvin Ham and that coaching staff. Rob Pelinka, I've been hearing there's rumors y'all supposed to be working out Cousins sometime this week. I'm all for that. I'm an advocate for that. DeMarcus Cousins, I still feel like has a lot of basketball left. Is he gonna give y'all exactly what AD was giving you? Nah. But he will be another good big to complement what Bryant and Jones have been trying to do for y'all as a whole this season. So, yes, I would go give Boogie a call because I feel like he still got some good basketball left in him. Big shout out to and last but not least with NFL, I forgot to give Coach Mike Tomlin a major shout out, man. The coach never had a losing season. In 16 years as a coach, he's always been 500 and better. And to go out 9-8 the way our season started, TJ out the lineup so much this year. Minka was in and out a little bit. Big shout out to Minka, man. He got the team MVP this year. Very well deserved. Dude's a baller. He's a game changer. But Mike Tomlin, man, thank you for being a mind. Thank you for being what the game needs. We need more coaches to approach each season the way you've been approaching it, because minus Bill Belichick, you've probably been one of the most consistent, really, football minds this game has seen here in the last 15 years. And it's deeper than just the race card, but to be of color and to do what you've done, man, here these last 15, 16 years up in Pittsburgh, it's been such a beautiful thing to watch, man. And big shout out to the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, as a whole. But big shout out to the Brooklyn Nets, man. Y'all keep getting the job done. Y'all keep putting in the work. I'm very excited to see how things are going to play out with y'all here the next week and a half. Heard KD went down. Jimmy Butler kind of fell into him kind of weird last night. So you're going to be without KD, I heard, for a couple weeks, man. So Kyrie, Ben Simmons, and the committee. Coach Vaughn. Now let's see what kind of coaching you finna really, really do right now, because, Mr. Durant got to sit out. I heard, for a few weeks here. So let's hope and pray y'all can keep everything together, man, and do what y'all gotta do, because it's gonna get brutal, and it's gonna get grimy, and it's gonna get a little ugly. Tonight we got some very good basketball games on Slay. You got Chicago and Boston, you got LA and Denver. It's going to be a very big challenge for LA tonight, going up in Denver, especially with the success they've had here the last week or so. Very big challenge for them tonight. I like them. I like the Bulls tonight as well on the road. And we got to see how things play out. Spurs got a good game to play in Memphis as well. So we're going to see some of the dogs going to, bite, roof a little bit tonight and see how that all plays out. Hockey, man. I gotta just, really just focus right now on what Boston Bruins are doing, because what they're doing right now is, my 11 years of just being really connected to just sports itself in a very deeper perspective. What they're doing right now is just unreal. They on pace to win by 65, 70 games, man. Last team that won 62 games was the Tampa Bay Lightning back in, I want to say 2017, 2018 season, and they lost in the first round. So really right now, you know, you got to talk about them because they making it look so easy every night. It's like every night they take the ice, they handling business. Detroit Red Wings in the 95-96 season, and then the Tampa Bay Lightning, if I'm not mistaken, it was the 17-18 season. They're the only teams in hockey history that won the most games, which is 62 games. If y'all don't know, there are 82 games played in hockey, so to win 62 out of your 82 games, immaculate. But the crazy part about it, both times that was done, neither one of the teams won the Stanley Cup. Boston, on the other end, have been out to very great starts numerous times in team franchise history, but each time they've been out to these record-breaking starts, they didn't get the job done. So I know what probably they're thinking about as competitors right now. They're not caring about the win column. They just caring about every time they schedule to play a game, they want to win. That's how they feel right now. And that's, you know, that has its pros and cons, I feel, because, you know, of course you got to lose sometimes or go through some type of pressure to know what it feels like to lose, so you can know how it really feels to win. But it's like, damn, every time you go into something, you always feel like I'm gonna win. That's a confident thing that you feel like you're never gonna lose. It's like no matter what you're doing, you go into it, you feel like every time I'm doing it, I'm gonna win. And that's the heart of a champion, though. And right now, they're my clear favorites to win it all, man. I just don't see nobody that's playing the way they playing. And if God can give them the strength as an organization to stay healthy, no freaky accidents, none of that take place with some of them guys, man, they got a great shot. So big shout out to the Boston Bruins, man. Can't forget the Carolina Hurricanes, Maple Leafs, Rangers moving up. You know, it's a lot of teams out there playing great hockey right now, but Boston right now is sure the clear favorite. Vegas, they're kind of inconsistent win column wise. They still in the top 5, top 10. But they've been having some weird losses this year. Very disappointed in defending champions, but I'm quite sure eventually they'll turn it around. College basketball, man. UConn and Texas, man. They both got clipped up this past weekend, and along with Arizona. So I truly feel like they gonna all fall out the top 10. And Kentucky got blasted this past weekend by Bama. Alabama probably the best team in the SEC right now, the way it looks. They got a lot of good ball players. They got some solid size, but they got some good ball players that was on that elite 8 team or whatever from a year ago, 2 years ago, and they playing a good brand of ball down there. So Kentucky, man, y'all don't supposed to be getting beat by no 25-30 in conference games. So you guys got to get it together and figure it out pretty soon, because at the end of the day, what's up, baby? You seen the ball, baby? You seen the ball? Where's the ball? That's over there. Go get the ball. For daddy. Yeah, they got to get it together, man, because I know they better than what they showing. Purdue, Houston. Houston, I think, has jumped to 1. They're the ball. The ball. Hey, B.
I think she hoped it would help me, get a job. Yeah. You still wouldn't hesitate. Yes, but file this and do something.
Oh yeah. You turn up the ball.
Yeah, Houston playing a different type of basketball. They locking up. Coach Sampson, he really got them locked in down there in Houston, man. And yeah, they doing some good stuff down there, man. Big shout out to the Houston Cougars, man, what they got going on. Y'all are clearly the best team in Texas right now. Y'all playing good basketball. And y'all deserve to be number one. Purdue ain't lost a game, but they've been kind of sketched their last few games. Ain't been as dominant as they should, especially having down there 3, 4, 7-footers on your roster. So if you barely squeaking by teams, you're supposed to be beaten by 25, 30. You only win about 8 and 9 here the last few games. Then of course the press is gonna be thinking like, okay, you know what? Let's drop them down and see where that wake them up. So I think that's what the committee is doing right now. They tampering with Purdue a little bit just to see how can this crank them up a little bit. But right now, I truly feel like Kansas is the clutchest team in the country right now. They playing with a lot of confidence. Carolina, it still blows my mind. They ain't even been talked about the top 25 yet this year that much. I mean, ever since they fell out. But you gotta believe they gonna be there when it's all said and done. I truly believe San Diego State is gonna be in the mix when we're talking tournament time, team time. They got a lot of size, superb talent. A lot of their games ain't televised. They playing out here on the West Coast. But I got some friends and people that I'm connected to. They've been talking about them. San Diego State got a lot of size and they got a lot of talent. And you can believe people gonna be talking about them as the closer we get to March. So don't sleep on them. But Kansas is playing like the best team in the country, college basketball wise. But it's a lot of sleeper teams. Well, it's a few that's gonna still make some noise when it's all said and done. College football, we've made it to the end of the road. National title game tonight. Georgia has the opportunity to repeat. They'll be the first team to do it since Bama did it in 11 and 12, if I'm not mistaken. And they've worked very hard to be in this position. I can say that as an organization from a college standpoint, because when you watch it, if you've watched Georgia play football this year, you looked at it like, damn, them kids just better than everybody else. They faster, they look like they want it more, they playing more passionate, and it's like watching them play 2-3 games, you already knew, like, yeah, they going back. They'll be back in the mix because it just looked like they was better than everybody else. And I mean, who am I? To sit here and just be like, oh, TCU ain't nobody, TCU ain't this. I mean, I didn't watch a lot of TCU games, but I'd watched TCU in some games, and I wasn't impressed with TCU a lot this year. They won games. They did a lot of shit to be there. The press put them here. So now we finna see on a big stage, are they ready? Las Vegas got it at -13. So that means you got TCU, you already up 13-0. But I truly feel, man, Georgia gonna walk that down in the first quarter. And by the half, they're gonna be down by 20 or better. And who knows how the rest of the game gonna play out. But that's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm never right at all the time. Because that's, it wouldn't even mean, what would life be if we had all the answers? Right. I mean, yeah, it'd be more happiness, more currency flowing, more things to be the rah about. But I'll take the trial and the error. I'll take the fact that, I threw something in the atmosphere and it didn't come back what I threw out there. So now you go back to the drawing board, you think back on what you was observing, and you try to find a better solution. And that's the, best thing about life, the best advice from a father perspective, because, you know, believe it or not, I've learned so much about this fatherhood thing over the years just by watching people around me, you know, whether they was close kin, whether they was just some of the homies, man. It's just, and it's like when God puts you in this position as a parent, it's kind of like, you know, this is my opportunity. God bless me with this, so now I gotta just do the best I can, you know, because when you're talking about a critic, when you're talking about people having opinions, etc., etc., that's all a part of the game. That's all a part of the playing field. So all I can say, we just got to embrace and take, you know, each and every day for what it is, but also be very appreciative that we got life and we got health and we got strength, and having those three elements. I truly and firmly believe that it will take us to heights and places that we never probably truly believe we can, you know, see if we didn't believe in those three elements, because all that starts with the Most High. So when this fatherhood, hip hop, and sports little idea became a thing, I always told myself I'm not gonna get online and just be bashing nobody. You know, I'm not gonna be online trying to be goofy. I'm gonna get online and just be myself, be real, be pure, you know, be honest, and talk to God, you know. Matter of fact, episode 32, we're gonna come back with y'all with another prayer edition. Won't dive as much into sports, but there gonna be some episodes here and there within between 30s and the 50s. We're gonna be having some prayer going on, because I think that's very important that we pause things sometimes and we just take our time and reflect and be like, you know what, I gotta thank God for this. I gotta talk to God. I know if people watching me, I know people might go back and watch me. Somebody might tap in right quick. But when we talking with the Most High, when we giving Him thanks, when we pouring out our heart to Him, I think that's something that He want to see more of us doing. I could be wrong, I might be right, but in my heart, that's what I feel like He's telling me to do. Sid, pray more, do it virally. You ain't doing it for clout, but I want to just see when you do what I tell you to do, and I'm gonna obey, and I'm gonna listen, because you know it's only so much negative that can keep happening in one's life, to where sometimes you got to be like, you know what, it's on my heart, it's on my conscience. Something been telling me to do this, so I'm gonna do it. So that means I ain't trying to be no pastor. I ain't went got ordained or anything in that nature. But, you know, this fatherhood, hip hop, and sports thing is something for me that I feel like I have to do it. I got to release in this manner, because we all got a voice. We all got an opinion. We all have platforms, and we have to use them. Yes, Mama. What you guys got? Some snackies? Okay, enjoy your snackies, baby. And that's just where we at in life. But episode 30, guys, it's been a blessing. National championship game is about to be kick off here pretty soon. Like I said, I got Georgia. Put hands, foots, and elbows on TCU, man. It's just, we too tough. They just better. Period. And thank you guys for tapping in, YouTube. Thank you guys for giving little old me the platform, the opportunity. It's been a blessing. Episode 31, man. We coming at y'all live in effect Friday a.m., man. We got a lot of hot, juicy stuff going into Wild Card Weekend, Wild Card Saturday, man. Got a lot of marquee and NCAA basketball games coming up. And we'll talk a little bit of MLB, some transactions and moves. And I can't wait till next time, man. But thank you guys so much. It's been a blessing, been a pleasure. And if I can't tell y'all nothing else, man, God is real. And He loves all of us. So let's keep our eyes on the prize and let's stay prayed up. It's been a blessing. Capiche?
Don't be spilling what you're doing over there.